Away from that, Nigeria has once again been plunged into darkness following a collapse of the national power grid on Tuesday afternoon, leaving millions without electricity and impacting businesses and essential services nationwide. Now, this latest collapse marks yet another in a series of grid failures in November 2024, highlighting ongoing challenges within the energy infrastructure. Now, according to the Nigerian System Operator, power generation dropped to 0 megawatts around 2 p.m., affecting all 22 operational power generation companies across the country. The Transmission Company of Nigeria confirmed the collapse, describing it as a partial disturbance that began at approximately 1:52 p.m. due to a series of line and generator trippings that destabilized the grid. The TCN has, however, released a statement assuring Nigerians that ITS engineers are working to restore bulk power supply to the affected areas as swiftly as possible. Now, to discuss this, we're joined by Dr. Idowu Oyebanjo, his MD, Idfon Power Engineering Consultants Limited. Good morning, Idowu. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, and good morning to our listeners, viewers worldwide. I cannot be as enthusiastic as your last guest, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's always like that. All right, thank you for joining us once again. Now, the last time we spoke, we talked about how the grid collapsed in 2 weeks, 3 times, and we're seeing it happen again, in November, and it's slowly becoming a norm as Nigerians are beginning to expect it at least once every month. Now, how can Nigeria's power infrastructure be upgraded to prevent future collapses and ensure reliable electricity supply?
There are a number of things that can be done, many of which we have highlighted in our previous discussions, but we have to keep on talking about it because that's the only way we can continue to advocate for a better power system. One, the Electricity Act, which was signed into law by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu last year in June 2023, is a veritable means of ensuring that we limit the impact of grid collapses in Nigeria. So what this means is that people should be talking to their state governors now and asking questions. Why have we not done what Geometric Power Plant has done in Abia State? Why have we not done what Ekiti State, Enugu, Imo, Ondo, and the likes have done, Edo, in their state, starting their electricity commission? And this electricity commission to also do what Ekiti State did in a few days ago by putting out adverts and letting generators come, distributors come and apply in their private electricity market, so fully they can build their 130 megawatt power system for their state and for their citizens. By now, all governors should have done that, and for reasons left to many, they have not. So that's one. Decentralization is what that means, making the federating units to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity for their citizens and take care of their economy themselves. So that's one. Another one, which is one of the things that affected the last 2 collapses, is protection. So we have protection of equipment to avoid vandalism. It should be a real priority. And also protection systems for the power networks. In this case, that's a technical term referring to the combination of relays and circuit breakers, which are meant to isolate a problematic part of the network so that they don't affect the other parts of the network and cause grid collapse.
Okay.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was actually going to say, but what about, generator and line trippings, that they said happened around 1 before, the grid finally partially collapsed. What role does it play in grid instability, and what measures can be taken to, minimize their impact?
In fact, protection, coordination is a major problem of the Nigerian power system. and it is a highly technical part of power system. It is not just for the boys. It's for those who are the best of the best of the best to be able to handle. Protection is one of the main reasons why you have a power system like that of the UK, the US, in continental Europe, stable. If you don't have adequate protection systems, if your protection systems lack grading, proper grading, if your protection system lacks coordination, we call it, your system will continue to wobble. Once one part trips, whether correctly or incorrectly, it will lead to a cascade of tripping. Let me tell you the fact. A power system like Nigeria's has no proper coordination, has no proper settings. And you asked the right question. How do you get it right? Meritocracy, meritocracy, meritocracy. Those who understand power systems thoroughly will sit down and write a new protection standard for Nigeria, write a new protection philosophy for Nigeria, calculate the protection settings for all equipment in Nigeria, grade that network properly. This is significant knowledge of power system that's required. We have made proposition to the authorities. We have given them how to do it, and we have told them at the call, at an emergency, this is my baby, my forte, this is what I do in my practice in the United Kingdom, and many other people also can do it, but this is what you have to do. You have to get the protection barrier, and I tell you, if you do that, your system will come right.
Okay, now you've actually spoken, in the long term, but in 1 minute, can you just tell us, what emergency response strategies can be implemented to quickly restore power supply after a grid collapse? Because even as I speak to you, some places in Lagos, like the Ojodu area, are still yet to, get power.
So, well, decentralization will help. Just imagine it as a grid, interconnected. Once there is a fault in one part of it, and it's not isolated from the rest, which is what protection does, to isolate it quickly from the rest, then the others will wobble, and then to put it back will take time. Power system is robust, it has inertia, we say. So it takes time for things to build up and to come back. It takes really, really some time. So we just have to look at it that way and live with it for now until we split that system into regions. They will still be interconnected so that we can move power flow from the north to the south, to the east, to the west, but it will localize problems in any region quickly. But adequate protection system is where you need to go.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Oyebanjo, for speaking to us on this morning.
Thank you.
And now we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll tell you how President Bola Tinubu promotes Acting Chief of Army Staff Olufemi Oluyede to Lieutenant General. We'll bring you details of this and more after the break. Stay with us.